Welcome in, Divine Feminine. Wow. Can you feel this? Ah, Like I feel like a battle is finally over. It's sort of like, okay, you can put the swords down. Well, we'll put the tarot cards down if that's what it takes, but that thundering silence when everything has come to an end, like you've been going through this long, hard fight. There's been this clash of expectations, the roar of this inner critic just yammering at you all the time, and a lot of your illusions have just been shattering around you. It's like you've been standing in a battlefield of your own life, weary, tired, excited. In some ways, I think a few of you guys are ready for the next battle, but your guides are sitting here tapping you on the shoulders saying, it's okay. You're actually safe. It's time to start changing up your narrative. No longer being the victim, no longer being the wounded warrior. We're going to look at the story of your life after the battle, after the war, because we're standing in this doorway. It's almost like this sacred doorway between the warrior that you are to being the victorious person that you are becoming. This is a moment where your resilient heart is going to know what it is it's been truly fighting for. We're entering into the next chapter. So, if we haven't met yet, my name is High Priestess Berries. Wow. Psychic, medium, and divine channeler, hoping to bring you a message. Now, always remember, my messages are candid, unscripted, but they're also timeless. So please, yes, tap into your instincts. Listen to your intuition. If there's anything that I talk about that doesn't make any sense, totally fine. Do not worry about it. This message may not be for you. But if it does resonate, let me know by liking and dropping a comment below. Oh, wow. This is such a wonderful start to the next chapter of your life. In some ways, looking at some of these cards, there's a lot of warnings going on here because as I was channeling the introduction to see where it is the divine feminine could be, you know that there's another chapter ready for you, but there's something within your soul, within your psyche that's making you feel otherwise. I mean, I want to have a look at this just to make sure that one, you don't psych yourself out. There is some brand new beginning going on here. Now, when I look at these cards, like I'm looking at what it is that you've closed out, where it is that you are at, and what it is you could be magnetizing in. But there's something within you that has it a little bit backwards. And I want to unscramble some of this energy so that you can feel good about the next chapter of your life, to feel good that you're not repeating karma. Let's have a quick look at the Fool over here, because I'm looking at what is your ego telling you versus what your soul is telling you. Your ego is saying everything's fine, everything's going to be great, but it is connected to this Nine of Crystal, this Nine of Swords down here below. In some ways, this is telling me that your ego is still kind of accustomed to the dysfunction. But we do have the World here. You are closing something out underneath the World. Knight of Cups. Yeah, this is no longer giving in to knight in shining armor syndrome, waiting for somebody else to rescue you from your problems, because that's the reason why your soul is a little bit confusing at this time. Wow, Six of Swords, Five of Swords. I keep tuning into some energy that wants to try and make amends with you, but this is some energy that they don't take responsibility. And if you don't do things on their terms, they're just cruel. They're just simply mean. What do we have up here? We got the Magician. Wow, we got the Fool, Magician, Three of Coins. Hmm. You know that there's a brand new beginning. I actually feel like you do have some semblance of an opportunity. But I feel like you're worried you're going to be repeating the same mistake. There is a desire to move forward. You want to get onto calmer waters. I feel like you have, this feels like an invitation to do something. Interesting. Let's see. Like, let's dig in a little bit deeper. Like the Seven of Crystals, this is what's actually going on. But there's something about, this is a card of deception, but try not to, hmm. I want to phrase it, try not to take this so seriously, but for some strange reason, I feel weird about saying it that way. I'm afraid I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings. So I feel like that's more like you. You're kind of worried that you're not actually really feeling something. There's been this invitation, a complete change. It's sort of as though your friend shows up and says, "Hey, I'm moving to a different state or I'm moving to a different province. You should come with me." And it's sort of like, I know that I want to change my life, but why would I want to upend my life and go with you? It's that kind of feeling. So tell me the Seven of Crystals. What's up with here? Because your soul and your divine guidance is trying to tell you something about what's going on here. Four of Coins, Wheel of Fortune. Like, your ego is saying, "Oh, you know what? Why not give it a try?" But unfortunately, whatever your egoic makeup is, it's sort of as though you can't really see the future. Like this, bear with me here. I know you're divine feminine. I know you see the future, but your ego, your masculine energy is a little bit in conflict with your feminine energy. That's why this reading is showing up, because you have been fighting constantly, and you probably have been fighting with karmic feminine energy, even in the back of your mind, previous versions of yourself, arguments with the voices in the back of your head, like no judgment. The Seven of Crystals here. Got the Lovers, King of Wands. You do have something incoming. Like, this Knight of Cups does indicate a chapter is closing out on, again, that knight in shining armor syndrome. But because you're rising up into your masculine energy, because you are getting to the point where you're slaying the demons. There be dragons here, Captain. There's some kind of karmic soulmate around you that they want you to be their hero. That's technically what this is. Okay, that makes a little bit of sense. Let's get the Nine of Crystals. Like, this is the Nine of Swords, and this could be a little bit, in this case, sadomasochistic, wanting to just end it all and start again, not feeling hopeless and despair, sort of not sure where to find the answers. It can be a little bit melodramatic, but don't let that term trigger you. I don't think people, especially this energy, whatever it is, I don't think that it takes you very seriously. I don't think this person actually knows who it is you've truly become. They're still choosing to see you as a previous version of yourself. They're still choosing to see you as like sort of like a fellow survivor, a fellow trauma victim. That's sort of how I'm kind of perceiving it. Yeah, Seven of Cups, the Moon. Yeah, they can't see you for who it is that you have become. They actually have no earthly idea what hell you've gone through, because this has been sort of the battle of the mind, the battle of your soul. Like, maybe things in your 3D reality haven't really shifted all of that much. And you might be feeling a little bit anxious because you've been in this mental warfare, fighting for your dignity, fighting for your mental space. And in some ways, you've been kind of waiting for it to manifest in your 3D. And I'm hearing right off the bat, be thankful. A lot of other people are manifesting chaos into their reality. It's a little of this King of Wands I'm being drawn towards. But because you've done such a great job keeping how do I phrase this? Focusing on your self-love, focusing on self-accountability, that a lot of the chaos hasn't quite touched you in the 3D. It's been held back. It's been put on pause. And in some ways, I feel like some of you guys have been just waiting for a tower moment to happen. Either have everything just like get pulled out from underneath you, but this is divine protection. Like, I have to say, you are guarded by some very powerful angelic energy at this time. 10 of Wands. Yeah, I believe that's what showed up before I went for the cut. 10 of Wands, 9 of Cups. Let's get one more here. 10 of Swords. Wow. Whoa. This person who's trying to collaborate with you to create a brand new beginning, this person is not doing well solo, and they're still codependent on the idea of needing other people to help them out. This could be somebody, they think they need a live-in partner because they can't afford the mortgage, so they want to have they want to live with somebody so that they could pay the mortgage, a roommate. But this is somebody, they're so dysregulated, they'd rather have a roommate with benefits, and they still can't afford what it is that they have. And so this person has no problem being in codependent, toxic, even abusive dynamics just for the sake of survival. And you might have been that person at one point as well, but because you've been doing a lot of work on the astral realm, a lot of inner work, whether that's going to therapy, working on your spiritual growth, sticking to yourself to try and work it out, this person has no fucking clue how much you've changed. And they're so I want to say self-absorbed, and I actually don't mean this in a mean way towards whoever this person is. They just can't see past their trauma. You're starting to see past the trauma. You've earned it. You've fought long and hard for this, but this person does not realize that you've put down so much of your physical anxieties, your mental anxieties. Like, you've taken on way too much of other people's problems, and it interfered with your ability to have healthy relationships. Like, here's the thing. This chapter is coming to an end. This chapter is closing out. What do we have right here at the Nine of Stars? Where are you at? Because I really feel like you're starting to stand within your independence, and the people around you who, whether they have trauma, maybe they're struggling with projecting their trauma and their problems onto you. I feel as though even though they're doing that, like, this Eight of Crystals kind of tells me you're kind of willing just to let it go. It's kind of a really good feeling. You are entering into your own sense of independence, but there's an ask right now to really see people for who it is that they are. They have not been willing to go to battle for their own psyche. They've not been willing to go to battle for their money. Like, they're willing to get into fights. They're willing to do arguments. They're willing to scream at people or, stop talking to them for a period of time or stonewall them. They're willing to do that. But they're supposed, whenever you struggle with that, like, you pick fights with people, you want to have the argument, even if it has some kind of perverse pleasure to it. People do it externally because they don't know how to do it internally. Like, you've been doing this shadow work, but this other person that is trying to pull you into this, they haven't done the work. They really haven't done the work. We got the Chariot, Three of Wands. Like, I want to call them an opportunist, but I really don't think this is a malicious person. They just don't know any other way to ask for help. Like, yeah, we got King of Cups, Four of Wands, High Priestess. I was kind of hoping to see a High Priestess, and I'm really glad it did not show up over here. Like, this person, there's sort of the glimmer of a higher vibrational timeline that you are entering into. This person's on a lower vibrational timeline. Like, you guys are actually going through the same thing. Both of you guys are actually going to be moving forward into new chapters into your life. You both are going through the same thing, but because this person still has a lot of karma, they have a lot of trauma, they really need to do a lot of inner work. And they need to go find a place where they'll have the freedom to do that inner work. And it's not you. We got the Seven of Crystals here. This isn't a match made in heaven. This is a match made in hell. Because there's a point where you're just going to tell this person how it is, and you're just going to piss them off. And then the friendship is just going to collapse in on itself. And why would you put both of you through that hell? There's an ask right here and now with where you are at Stand your ground for who it is that you truly are. Be the emotionally mature one, but protect what it is that you've gone through. You are supposed to be celebrating. You are supposed to be enjoying your life. There's a real ask right now to really fall in love with your reality. Fall in love with where you are at. Even if things aren't quote unquote perfect, what can you accept about where it is that you are at? Yeah, the all like, the point A to point B to point C, all these things have led up to the here and now. Because even though you don't see it within your physical reality, you know this. This is just sort of a hint, a glimmer. This is someone within your soul tribe, a past life soulmate. They're going through the same thing, but they're sort of like going about it from somebody who be struggling with homelessness, and you are going through the timeline of victory and abundance. Let's have a look at this Eight of Crystals. But that said, like, if this reading is really resonating with you, if you're really hearing the words that I'm saying and they're resonating within your heart, let me know. Like the video, drop a comment below. And sometimes sharing your story is a huge step forward into your healing. So if you want more guidance to help take back your power, to help you feel more confident on your spiritual journey, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. We got the Eight of Crystals, Six of Swords came back. Like, I think that was over here. Six of Swords and Five of Swords. Like, I feel as though you can still love this person. You could have unconditional love for this person, but it doesn't mean that you guys need to be working together on the same timeline. I'm getting the sense that there's going to be a separation between you and whoever this person is. For some of you, I'm hearing, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I don't think you hate this person. I don't even think that they're like hella toxic, but I really feel like you need space from this person. And it's kind of nice that they're sort of dismissing themselves from your life. It's as though you're standing still, you're allowing yourself to be within your own emotional maturity, you're having it like this inward celebration, that inner unity of your masculinity and your femininity, and other people are just, again, they're moving off, they're doing their own thing. Queen of Cups, yes. Five of Wands, the Empress. 0, 1, 2, 3. You're progressing through something. And again, you're on the higher vibrational timeline. You're entering into this reality where you know the value of your love. You know the value of your own sense of worth, and that loving yourself is the grandest priority. Because anybody who shows up and just flings their bullshit at you, again, you can just be at peace about it. Send them on their way. You don't even need to correct them. These are people that they really don't value your advice. They just like dumping their problems onto you. And there's something about you're learning how to keep your energy a lot more stable. And if you're struggling with keeping your energy stable, I do recommend join us on Patreon. We have some amazing healing, high vibrational Reiki meditations to help you cut cords with toxic people. But we also have this new love activation series to focus on the heart chakra and your entire system, so that you can start feeling safe when it comes to love, that you can say yes to the things that resonate with your heart and feel confident with saying no to opportunities that are no longer in your alignment. So if you want to check that out, I do recommend you join us on Patreon there. It's a lot of the people who've been on there have been reporting back how they've been noticing shifts within their personal reality. And I want to make sure you have access to these tools, because you are this Empress. You should have the ability to operate completely independently, knowing that your masculine and your feminine energies are working in concert with each other in order to manifest your abundance. Don't feel bad that you can't help this person. They actually don't want your help. They act as though they want your help, but all they want to do is just have you as a crutch. And it doesn't work that way. This person does need help, but trust them to go on their journey and allow them to figure it out on your own, because that's what you've been doing. You've been learning to trust yourself. You've been learning to go on the journey and embrace the soloness of a spiritual awakening, allow this person to go on their way to experience the emptiness that you have had to go through. And chances are there might be a chance for you guys to reconcile at some point in the future. Wow. So, what final message can I offer for the viewer so that they can just feel so much better about letting this go and feel so good that they are doing the right thing for themselves? Movement. Oh, this is beautiful. Just trust that you are opening the portal to your own divinity. You have removed so many toxic energies from your life. Like I said at the beginning of this video, embrace the silence. Take a moment to pause. You have transformed into something that this energy, they cannot perceive. They can admire it from afar, but we can allow them to go on their way. Just trust that everything that you have been working towards is within reach, that it is already here, and you're just waiting patiently for the 3D to organize everything in your favor and organize it all into your victory. Congratulations. Wow. Well, whoever you are, damn, I sincerely hope that this helped. Thank you again so much for being here. I really appreciate you entrusting yourself, entrusting me with your energy. Like, subscribe if you'd like to get more of these powerful readings. Otherwise, when I see you at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.